everybody, it's Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. And I made it to 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your help. I wouldn't be here without you, and I'm so excited. I couldn't get a K. I was gonna do a 1K, but I couldn't get a K. Anyways, welcome back to my craft room. Thank you for all your help and support. I love each and every one of you. I truly do. Pray for my subscribers constantly, and I know a lot of you pray for me, so thank you so much. We're gonna make a cookbook holder today for my kitchen. That's what we're gonna do. And we're using all Dollar Tree wood. So we have this piece of wood. You've seen me haul all of it. We have this piece of wood that I have cut and mitered, but it doesn't have to be that way. Excuse me. And this little piece of wood, all from the Dollar Tree. So this one is cut. We'll put that one aside. And the first thing that I want to do is paint my surface. So we're just going to get right into painting it. Now you're going to paint yours whatever color that you are, if you want to match your favorite cookbook, or if you want to match your kitchen, or whatever, if you want to give it as a gift. How did I do that? I just got black paint all over me and I haven't even started painting. My goodness. Yeah, so whatever color you want, and then you are going to get a napkin. Having issues with the paint first thing. Like, I'm covered in black paint already. What is going on here? Let's just start with this, what's on here, before I get more messy. But what I was trying to do is just kind of drip it on and paint, because it's going to take a little bit, you know what I mean? And I didn't even put anything down to prepare for my mess, but it is a nice sheet of glass that I have down on my craft table, and it's really easy to clean that way. So I can just take a wet wipe to it and wipe it up, and that makes it so nice and easy. The problem is I do have those silicone mats that I got from Temu, which I absolutely love. The problem is sometimes when I am done crafting, I'm not a good picker-upper. So sometimes when I'm down here painting and having fun with my silicone mat, I forget to bring it back upstairs in my house and wash it. So I am going to paint all of my surfaces, every side. Everything is going to be black, and we will be right back. Every time I look at that 1,000, I'm so excited, so excited. It took me 4 years, you guys, to get here, and I just enjoyed every year of it, and I just want to say thank you again. I'm not ever going to take any of you for granted, and let's get on with this craft, because I could just boast and boast and boast about how excited I am. Okay, so now we have our pieces mostly here together, and I'm going to take, this is going to be a napkin craft, and I'm going to cover my board, my surface, with a checker, with a buffalo check napkin, and it doesn't fit all the way, so I am going to have to piece it together. And I forgot to bring a little bit of tape over here, so I'm gonna have to do some fancy fingernail work here with the napkin to separate the layers, so bear with me. I think I can get this with my tweezers, but you know, a great way to separate your napkins is to just take a little piece of painter's tape, a tiny little piece of painter's tape, and put it on each side, and then it just separates. Or you can even put a little bit of glue on your fingers, but that's even a little bit messier. So I am going to just start off with a little Mod Podge, and I want to use a matte Mod Podge today. So let me find, not a gloss, because I'm just not a glossy girl. I'm more of a primitive decorator, so I don't like my surfaces to be really, really glossy. So I'm just going to put a little bit on this, because we know when we're working with napkins that less is more, right? We just want this tacky. We do need to cover the whole thing, and sometimes it's better to just spray a little bit of water like this. Let me show you. If we just missed it, we don't want our napkin to get wet. If we just missed it a little bit, it makes the Mod Podge flow a little easier. Does that make sense? I hope so. By wetting the surface, it just makes that a little bit more runny, and it just can spread a little bit easier. So I just need a little more up here around the edges. The edges, of course, are our most important, right? Got to get those edges down good, or they will lift. But we can come back after and we can fix that. So I'm just going to use my napkin. I'm going to use the top corner, and I'm just going to start it at the top, and I'm just going to smooth it right down my surface with my hand, which I have rings on my fingers, and you should always take your rings off before you try to smooth napkins, because you can just tear that so easily. Okay, and now I'm going to cut off the remainder, and I'm not going to do it really nice and neat because we'll use our sanding block for that, but I'm just going to cut it off so I can use the bottom piece on the bottom of my piece of wood that is missing a piece there. Okay, so I'm going to freshen up my Mod Podge a little bit because it's drying as I am doing it. So we'll just put a little bit more. We'll get under that edge right there while we're doing it. And then I'm just going to try to match it up. Let's see, as best I can. As best I can, because we are going to have the bottom here covered anyway. We're going to put a little another piece of a napkin down here, so we're going to just smooth that all out, and now we'll cut that excess off, and then we'll sand it so we get a nice tight finish. It'll look like it was made from the factory, but let's give it a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat. A little more rubbing. Make sure it's really staying on. Like so. Alright. Now we will take our little sanding block. I like this one the best, but this one would probably do, where is it? Right here. This one would probably do more at once. We're just going to sand that off on the wood, going away from the wood, and you can see it just peels right off. Peels right off. And then, you know what? I have to paint the bottom. I didn't see, I missed that part, so I will go back and paint that. I think that's my top. That's my top. I forgot to paint that. Alright, so see how it just peels right off though? It's amazing. I love that. All right, now I want to go ahead, get rid of some of this trash here. And now I want to take my, we're going to have this piece coming out on the bottom here. So it will be like, pretty much like this, right? Let's go ahead, before we forget, let's just go ahead, put a little bit of glue, paint so I can get this done and not overlook it. Because I tend to do that kind of stuff, you know. I overlook stuff. I'm like, I'll get back to that. Or I tell you, okay, so I'll show you at the end, and then I forget. I'm really good for that. All right, so there's our top all done, right? Now we're going to, this board, we have to figure out where our placement is going to be. And I think my placement is going to be like right about there. I'm just going to guess. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to put my sunflower from a different napkin down on the corner, or you could put it up on the top corner, or you might have a totally different napkin. And but that's what I'm going to do. So to get that, I have to again separate my napkin, and then I'm going to wet cut. That one's ripped, so I'll throw it away. Is there another layer? This is a good napkin when you have more than one layer. Okay, so now this one ripped as well. So a lot of times I keep these white backings because I like to cover surfaces with them and make them look old. And oh, my sister had the word, I think it was Venetian, I can't remember. But anyway, now let me just hold my napkin down and get a little Dixie cup with some water. This just has regular water in it. I don't have plumbing down here, so I just keep a bottle of water. And any old little paintbrush will do. And then if we can get this to stay down so that you can see what I'm doing, all we're going to do is we're going to wet paint all around my little sunflowers. Okay, so we're just going to take our wet paintbrush and just wet all around our sunflowers. And then you can get up and close to it and rip it out of your picture. And you just kind of use your fingernails or a little sharp tool, and you're just going to rip and hold your flower, hold your design. And I really wish you could see what I was doing here, but you're gonna just have to listen really closely. And I'm just ripping away the excess napkin, okay? And I actually wet it a little bit too much, but that's okay. I'm gonna work with it, and I'm just gonna rip away the seam that I don't want on there. And then I'm gonna just pick up the rest, see what we have here. And I'm gonna Mod Podge that right down. It's a little wet. It will let me rip it if I don't handle it correctly. So I'm gonna put a little Mod Podge down in my corner here. And where's my Mod Podge brush? Okay, sticking to everything. I need a little more Mod Podge because my Mod Podge brush is just almost crunchy. But I'm just going to put a little bit all around, fan it out, and then I'm going to stick my little sunflowers right down on top here, just like that. And then I'm gonna just smooth that out. You can kind of use your brush a little bit to smooth it because it's just sticking it down more, but you just don't want to rip it. And you just fuss with it until you're happy with it, right? just fuss with it. You can add a little heat to get rid of the wrinkles. And so I am just going to do that. I'm just going to get rid of these wrinkles. It actually needs a little more Mod Podge underneath a little section here. So let me lift with the tweezers because this napkin is so delicate. And we're just going to put a little Mod Podge there. There we go. So you're just going to fuss with your napkin piece that you fancy cut out with your wet washing paintbrush. And we're going to let this dry really, really well before we put our next piece on. So that's what we have so far. We're going to let that dry up. We're going to just be so happy that we have 1,000 subscribers. We're just feeling so blessed. So we're going to just let this dry really good. I might give it a little heat to rush it along, but only if I get impatient. Otherwise, I'm going to let that dry and we will be right back. Okay, now I decided to put another one at the top using the exact same technique. So I just fussy cut it with wet water on a paintbrush all around my little sunflower design. Okay, now we're gonna put this little baby together. It's so cute already. So we're gonna use a combination of E6000. You could use screws. If I had thought about it, I probably would have pre-drilled a few holes and put it, I probably would have put a couple of screws in it, but I didn't. So we're going to substitute those screws with a little E6000 for the forever hold. And I think that'll be fine. That's pretty good, strong stuff. And then we're going to use our hot glue, which we're going to need a stick, right? Of course. So we're going to use hot glue in between all the other glue, and we are going to just stick this on. And if you remember, when I bought all these pieces of wood, I bought them so that I wouldn't have to cut them. They were perfectly the right size, and I got them all at the dollar. Well, the only one I had to cut is this one, really. So that was easy. But these were all the same size lengthwise, so I was really, really glad to be able to do that. I'm just going to get a little bit of squeeze out glue here on the back. Squeezing out just a little. Clean it up while I'm waiting for it to dry. Alright, so that is going to be the holder for our book. And now we need, so there's that. Now we need to put our little kickstand on that I cut. My sister, let me show you. I don't know if I have all the pieces close, if I can reach this. My sister bought me, my sister is very good to me, and we both are a lover of crafting. She bought me this little miter saw that is in my Amazon store, and it came with a little saw, and so it has all the little markings for small jobs. And this was really not a small job, but it fit in there and it did the trick. So now we are going to put that kickstand on the back, and we're going to do the same thing. We need to put a little bit of E6000 for long hold, and then we'll do the rest with the hot glue. I'm just going to run that right down the middle. I'm so excited, you guys. I got to 1,000 subscribers before my trip. I'm going away. I'll be gone for 3 weeks. I will check in with you guys periodically, but I will not be doing my regular schedule. Okay, so now you're just gonna eyeball it in the back and press that little kickstand on. And hold. Happy holding the hot glue to you. Happy holding the hot glue to you. And then we just made the most adorable. Now, I will, not for time's sake right now, but I will cover this whole thing in Mod Podge again with the mat, because this is a napkin and it needs to be protected. So I will cover that again with a matte Mod Podge, probably 2 coats. But I just wanted to get this created for you so that you could see it. And I have a little cookbook here. It's a little old Hershey's cookbook with all kinds of adorable. Look at this. It's old as the hills. My sister gave this to me as well. And look at all the goodies in it. Oh, it's just fantastic little cookbook. But anyways, let's just pick out the middle recipe, which is chocolate butterscotch pie. Ooh, looks delicious. And if we wanted to make our recipe, we just put that right on our little cookbook holder, and then we can go to town and make our Hershey, what was it? Chocolate butterscotch pie. Ta-da! So this is a great time to give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button down there, because we're gonna do a giveaway now. Listen, I have to go away. I'm leaving Wednesday, okay? So this is really close, but when I get back from my vacation, I am giving a gift card away. We're gonna do a drawing, and you have to be subscribed to win my $1,000 subscriber appreciation prize. Okay, so let's look at our beautiful creation here again. Look how adorable. Here is the side view. Here is the back view. Side and front view. Now, this is my kitchen decor, but you could do any napkin, match your kitchen. You could just paint it. You could put Jill's kitchen, or you know, whoever's kitchen you are. But I just am here to inspire you. So I inspired you today to make a nice little cookbook holder for yourself, or for a friend, or for a family member. And thank you so much again for helping me reach my goal. And I hope, until I see you again, which will be tomorrow, so this is my last craft before I go away for 3 weeks, but I'll pop in periodically. And also tomorrow will be my last video for 3 weeks. So I know it's been kind of spotty because of my cruise and my sickness, but I am back, and you will see more of me. I'm not going to disappear for 3 weeks. All right, everybody, hit all the buttons. Make sure you comment. Let me know what you think of this. And until I see you again, I hope that you be good and do good. And thank you again so much for helping me reach my goal. I am so excited. I am so excited and grateful. Thank you.